Hello. Hi, guys. This is the Bible Study Girl podcast. This is Sarita, but you may know me as Bible Study Girl. And executive producing the podcast, we have our very own Bible Study brother.
What's good, people? It's your boy, Icarus Gray. Also, you can find me over at Gray Area Anime, which you should go subscribe to on all your podcasting platforms.
Yeah, guys, give it a listen, give it a whirl.
Bible Study Girls appears very frequently, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You can hear me on his podcast as well. A little bit of double duty. We don't talk about Jesus, we talk about the anime, but don't worry, I take Jesus everywhere with me. All right, so let's dig into what we're going to talk about today. Bible Study Brother and I really want to talk about relationships. We are part of a book club right now, and we are reading Relationship Goals by Pastor Michael Todd. And we wanted to talk with Bible Study Mom, our Bible Study Mama, our mother, about just the things that we've been peeling back and uncovering in book club time. And she actually just called me. She does not know that we are podcasting today. I was very intentional about making sure. She had no idea we were going to be together. This is our favorite new segment.
Stump the Doodle.
So we're gonna see how long
I'm gonna mute myself so I don't laugh.
Yeah, we're gonna see how long we can talk to her. Hopefully she's not talking too reckless. If she is, you won't ever hear this. We're gonna delete this and maybe have it in outtakes for our 1 year anniversary. I don't know. It might be an outtake episode. So let's see what Bible Study Mama wants. Interesting side note, she's cooking Sunday dinner for us today, so we're pretty pumped.
Oh, yeah.
See, he unmuted himself.
Oh, I had to unmute myself for that because Jesus, she's giving me something that I have been desiring in my heart. Questions. I don't know when that was coming out, but if you know about the questions, I asked the question and it has been answered. Thank you, Jesus.
It has been answered. So we're looking forward to eating a delicious Sunday dinner. Let's call her and see what she has going on.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
For the first time in the history of our Stump the Doodle game, the doodle is call forwarding me. Rude.
Maybe she's at the store because, sometimes her schedules can.
Maybe she is at the store. She shouldn't be at the store. She should be cooking my food like right now, according to the time.
She got a whole hour.
She has a whole hour before I'm supposed to be there, which means
she could be cooking. But then again, she got her little pods now.
She does. So I don't know.
Speaking of, that's on the side. So this is the funniest thing in the world to me. So my mom has been wanting AirPods. And so she does not like to buy stuff for herself. She likes to buy everything for other people. But when it comes to herself, she's like, I don't know if I should do it. Which is a strange trait that I do have from her, which is like I'm realizing that now. But anyway. And so she finally gets some. And we're over at Bible Study Girl's house. And I'm like, okay, those look way different from mine. Because I have AirPods. Because we were blessed to get a new desktop computer to work on the lovely podcasts and things that are coming down the pipeline. And with that, I got some AirPods. So I'm looking at hers. I'm like, man, she must have the upgraded version. Then I quickly realized these is not AirPods. They're Bluetooth headphones.
They work. That's all that matters.
And they
to
work.
Me.
And it was funny just because mama, and like you can tell you don't know because you ain't had no Apple products outside of your iPad and you wouldn't need them. And so you're like, I mean,
it doesn't matter. I don't care. I just thank the good Lord that she has some. My mom likes to listen to her phone out loud, like she does not care who is around. And we spend quite a bit of time together. And I'm like, please, I know you don't like to buy things for you. Can you buy me some AirPods? Just because like
just
this,
so I can be like,
just
Mom, I
so-
didn't really use them.
yeah, just so like, oh, I don't have an iPhone, but what I do have is I want you to put these in your ear. So you can listen to your stuff on your own. So even though she didn't answer the phone, I'm sure she'll call me back. And if she does, she can chime into this conversation. We still want to talk about relationship goals, what we think about what we've read in the book so far, and how it's really changing our thinking. Yeah.
It's done a lot.
Yeah. And the thing I was not going to join in book club with the thought of talking about, like, not even necessarily like male female relationships, but just relationships in general. How can
That's what I thought it was about. I thought it was just going to be about, like interpersonal relationships. Like if you're single and want to be married, if you're married and want your marriage to be better, because I had no expectations in the sense of what I thought it would be good for, other than I wanted something that would be uplifting to me and my wife.
Right. So you join with completely different intent, but I think we can both say that we've gotten so much out of it for us personally.
In 3 chapters.
In 3 chapters, and not even on my relationship with you, my relationship with God, my relationship with myself. Whoa.
But goals in general, because that was like the first thing that, and we can talk about that, because the first thing that the book revealed to me was I didn't have any goals set for myself. I had things I wanted to do, but did I have an actual goal? Was it something that I commissioned? Did I understand the parts of that? Did I understand how a lack of a goal can affect things around me?
Correct. Oof. I know one of the first questions for the book club was, do you have any relationship goals? Like, period. Like, what are your relationship goals? Or have you ever had any? And most people didn't have an example. And we had a stellar example from our time in therapy. Like, that probably was my first time having to set a relationship goal in what do you want this relationship to look like?
Because during our most tumultuous time, like any other time that we've had a argument or a falling out, like the goal, we never set a goal to end up back talking.
Right.
It's just mama would at some point be like, what I want for my birthday is for y'all to be friends. And then
I would say,
eventually, like, we would just buy our own, God is what I'm going to say now. We just end up back wherever we were. I mean, it would be different because both of us would still be
holding some feelings,
but it would be like,
it is
you cool. Whereas I feel like what God did with our relationship and reading this book, when we set that goal, like the goal she had was just to be in the same room with me and not be like, ugh.
Yeah, that was my goal. Like, that goal was from my heart, not trying to be funny, because I have a real, I think I want to avoid being hurt at all costs. And when you hurt me, and you hurt me in a big way, kind of done.
And I'm the opposite. I think I take more from, like, majority of the time I try to be, but I fail because of how important I value relationships, in the sense of longevity, in the sense of people that have been there for me, and just wanting them to see certain things. So I remember, like, what I asked for is, like, I want to have game nights. I want us to be able to be adults. I want to be able to be me and not be the me that you're asking for me to be, but be able to actually experience life in a way that's not condemned if I'm not walking what it is you asked me to walk.
Correct.
So I'm able to, like, walk. And so not only did we get that, and like in reading the book and then realizing how exceedingly and abundantly God blessed us in our relationship, because we've never been in a place where we've even, like, we talk about God and we talk about God our entire life, but we've never been here where we like every other or every week we're discussing it.
Yeah.
I accepted my call to ministry, and I don't think I ever would have done that if not for the situation, if not being in a situation where I needed and had to draw closer to God. I had to draw closer to a goal or a relationship that I have with my wife, and goal of getting out and doing something for me,
Right.
and building something for me.
I think that is one thing that has come up the more and more we talk about it. Me not even realizing that you did need to establish things for yourself outside of me or mama or anybody else. Like, you needed to become your own man, which takes some grit, because we are very opinionated. We have very strong personalities.
Mm-hmm.
People probably wouldn't think that, because I'm not that way with just everybody.
Like, anybody else gets us light or diet us.
Right. But I give you full strength. You're not getting this
never distilled anything with one another, and that's always been. Well, I've distilled a lot. That's one thing I learned about myself, is because I don't know how to really ask for things that I want. So when I finally ask for something, because people don't think it's something that I've been wanting, like, well, I don't know if you need that. I need to see this first.
Now that you say that, I will say I do distill things with you.
Depending, but most times because I know you, I know it's not distilled.
I do distill things with you, so you don't get it full force, but it's way toned down than what I would do. I mean, it's much stronger than what I would do with somebody that's not in my inner circle. So yeah.
But most times, like I said, when you're distilling, even though I understand, I also know you,
right,
and know, like, oh. And most times I'm always like, oh, that's how you really feel. And I'm like, but I appreciate the change of saying it, because I'm like, okay, it did take a lot, because I know she wanted to just say, you stupid. I almost said that in a non-Bible study girl podcast way, in a gray hair anime way. But just because, like, the strength of our relationship, like I said in reading the book. Did you just say
strength?
Strength. Did I?
I think you did.
Maybe. I've been around. I've been around. You
are having a lot of articulation difficulties. It's fine. You may not have said strength, but that's what I heard as a speech language pathologist. But that might not be what went down. Keep going with your point.
I've been around my wife too long. She says things like this all the time, and I love her for it. But anyway, so it was different to kind of start seeing what the relationships did. Like, with our relationships, we didn't really have a goal.
No.
In terms of me, you and mama, it was just be together.
Right.
Because the world says this, and dealing with our own pain. Like, we never had a goal that we set of, let's get over this pain. We would always kind of say, well, if it was with mom, well, maybe she not going to understand this. She ain't going to want to do this. With you and me, well, he ain't going to understand that. She ain't going to want to do this. And the same thing with me. When we finally started setting goals of things like, hey, this hurt that we doing to each other, these things that we're doing to each other are not okay.
Right.
And I want to heal. When we set a personal goal,
right,
of wanting to heal, your start of the personal goal of I want to heal from my past, and what I felt for you, what I felt for my family, what I felt for everything, spurned all of the things that we started to do in terms of setting goals for our relationship, which was, let's be earnestly good to one another and not just here.
And the reason our relationship as a family, as an immediate family, is better is because I set the goal to work on myself. I can't change you. I cannot change mama. I can't change my daddy, but I can change my actions and who I am. And I can change my focus, take the focus off of you and focus on me. How are you wrong? What can you do differently to have a more peaceful life? It wasn't an overnight thing.
No.
It's been gradual, but my God, it has made a tremendous difference in my life to have a goal to be a healthier person.
The greatest thing to me, and I've said it on the podcast before, with our relationship, was being given the opportunity a year after the biggest fight we ever had, or a couple years, I guess, at this point, being able to then be in a situation where I could have just done exactly what you did.
Correct.
But because that's not me at all, my goal was, no, I'm going to show you what I would do, what I would have wanted, what I would have expected, and what God would want me to do as someone who wants to be one example of.
So no
of a
parts
better
of you
guy.
wanted to be petty, not even a little bit, Reverend?
Wanted to be and what I could do are two different things.
Oh, look at you.
Because
Look
I
at that
couldn't
growth.
do it. No,
Look at that
but with you, I can never do that. Like, because that would be the end. That's like, so now, like, the smallest part of just human reaction.
Yeah.
But at the same time, because of your standing, like the hierarchy of how I feel you listen to me anyway, you listen to me more now, relationship growth and all of those stuff. But then it would have been like, it don't even matter. Like, it ain't finna do nothing from, like, you know, you can't throw rocks at a stone house and it do something immediately. And that's why the reason I say stone house, because like it'd be like throwing a rock, yeah, and it wouldn't do nothing. So no, I mean, I immediately had the thing of, well, my desire when it happened was, no, I'm gonna show you what I wanted. That was literally my desire, because that's what I've always wanted from you.
Do you have a new goal for us?
Oh, for sure. I have a million new goals.
What's the new goal?
The new goal is for us to get this thing off the ground like it has been and get to this point to where we're actually just doing the things that we're good at together and building legacies for our families. My bigger goal is like, oh my God, like she finally understands that when you decided to do this, I was like, got it. Thank you, God. I appreciate it. Because we've always wanted to do and explore business ventures and things together. We've talked about it for literal years. It's something that I think we always talk about, like in a dream, like fantasy state. Like initially we were going to have a cafe, library, bookstore. Sorry. I couldn't think of the word for that, whatever. And that was one thing that we tried to do. Or we're wanting to do.
Yeah, I was gonna say we tried to do it.
We cook a lot
dream
and read together. Well, we read together and eat
we
together.
read together and we eat together. Like, yes, we read together, we eat together. Though we love, hey, I got the book side, but now your days of you're not trying to.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
But we've also had, I had dreams of us acting together. Being able to
maybe
do,
Electric Diva Studios will let us get in one of those movies. Maybe you got some pull with the head honcho over there.
I can probably work some things
You
out.
probably could.
and if not, I can hold some things off.
No,
then,
but you wouldn't do that.
I would not.
No, you wouldn't.
Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen.
That out.
I'm fruitful.
I look forward to raising children together. I think that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited
for both
for
of
that.
us to parent our children together. That's a future goal for you to be a superb uncle to my little babies.
I'm excited about that because I also, learn a lot of things by being an uncle now. I mean, I don't get to do all the things that I want to do, kind of, because I'm still kind of apprehensive in that way of the comfort level is different, and it's like you're learning people. But at the same time, like it's different because I know that you'll know what I'm doing if I'm disciplining someone.
Right.
Or if I'm saying, hey, man, you kind of need to be better.
But honestly, do you think you're going to be the kind of uncle that disciplines? I don't.
I'm going to say it just depends on which.
If I have a child like you.
Oh, if you have a me, yeah. We got to talk because I understand him.
Okay.
So at least
Or
I can
her.
understand, or her, and I can understand like, hey, here's where we need to direct this. And I can direct that to you so you'll know this is what this actually means. It's not just acting out. It's like, no, I got a lot of energy. My creative everything is exploding all the time because this is what God gave me. and you gotta cartel it. Like,
all right, super uncle, you are on the record as saying you will do all these things instead of
same way. Like if I have a you got all the book money in the world. Thank you, I appreciate you.
Instead of just saying, you know what, your kids can't come over here anymore.
Just don't teach them, like, whatever you do, don't teach them how to get on the bus and like after you done gave them their library card, because I don't want to like. Where's Josiah? Like, Father, I've gone to the library. Auntie gave me my library card. I went online and saw this is how you take the bus. I knew the times. I got down here. I'm reading currently. I will be home at 5. And you're 5. Like, what? No. How did you even get on the bus by yourself? Well, Father. You know.
One other thing that came up in book club, it was so interesting to me. The question was asked, what do you like about yourself? We were talking about, having an intimate relationship with God, knowing your purpose, knowing who God called you to be. So one of the questions was, what do you like about yourself? And it was crickets in the room because people were thinking like, what do I like about myself? I couldn't even pick. Yeah. Here's what I picked. What I picked was what people tell me, and which is they like. I've always heard more often than not. They like, bro, you're yourself. You do whatever you want to do. Like I don't feel like you're led by somebody doing something. You just do what you want in that sense. And I was like, I like that about myself. I don't notice it. Mm-hmm. I mean, like in the same sense that it's just like I know if somebody's trying to game me or influence me, or something, no, I'm good. I'll pass on that. I'll use this. This seems valuable to me. Sometimes I game you and influence you, and you don't even know what's coming.
Well, yeah, because like I accept your influence is what I'm like. I choose to accept your like I know it's happening. It's just I do. It's so blatantly. It's so blatantly obvious. I just don't care.
No, right.
I'm telling you.
So the next time I game you, I will say, I don't know.
But it's literally okay. But here's the thing. So no. We'll break it down. No. I'm gonna break it down for the people. So the first thing normally ends up being the setup. So here are your 2 setups. The one setup she can always get me on because it's literally the only time I'm like this. She can keep my competitive energy alive.
Yes, I can.
Most people can't because it'll fade out real quick. Like a guy will come in and like, yeah, we're not competing. We don't. Like there's no competition because there's no substance in that. Mm-hmm. When it's with her, there's substance because it's like in my brain at that point. And that's why I said there's layers to it. So then I'm like, okay, so the goal is now to beat her in whatever this game is. If I beat her in this game, then I've won some favor with her understanding that I can do this too. And I'm damn good at it. Excuse me. Then the second part of how you influence me. So I will literally, all you have to do is be opposite of something sometimes. And then I'm like, no, I don't like that. So whatever she's trying to do, I'm trying to do the opposite. It's just general sibling stuff, and it's like it's smaller stuff now than what it used to be. And then the third way that you influence is like the most pure and honest way that will always work on me. I mean, the rest of them work too, but this one works in a way of me being involved. Is when you earnestly say, here's an expectation I have of you. I'm actually proud. I think, and what I mean by the expectation, not the expectations of old, but like, listen, I told y'all in an episode, the biggest accepting of my calling was because she sat and looked, there's room in the pulpit for you too. And there was no joking. There was just deathly serious, like a compliment or earnest encouragement from you. And then I'm like, all right, here we go. Because it takes a lot for her to do that, fam.
So let me say this to you. You've highlighted some ways that I moved the table in my favor. You cannot. And so that is why you will forever be under my thumb.
But those are the big ones where it's just like.
Okay, so what do you like about yourself? You've had some time since we met for book club to think about ways that you like yourself, like things that you like about yourself. My answer in book club was that I like that I will try new things, even if it doesn't seem, even if it's quote unquote geeky or just like out of the box. And I'm thankful that, I have family and friends that'll go along with my I've never done this before. I want to do this. Would you like to do it with me? So that's something I like about myself. And I also like what I said at book club was that I also like that I am introspective when I have issues with people, or even when I don't have issues with people. I do a lot of thinking. I'm a thinker. So I want to go over this. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go right? How can I make this better? And even if I do something wrong, I might not necessarily go to that person quickly. It's not a quick process for me, but I do think about how my actions impact people. So that's something that I personally like about myself.
Well, I don't know why I didn't do this, but I like my creativity and my imagination.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite part of myself, just because it's always been the thing that drives me in terms of like telling a story or just doing this. The fact that I can literally, doesn't matter where you put me, I can turn the mic on, talk, and it's going to be something.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, like I could just make up a story off the top of my head from things that I got from my grandmother, but I also had that in me.
Right.
And so my written aspects of things I also love about myself. Just because, like I said, it's connected to these things that I think of in my head and how they just all fit in like a perfect way. And then whenever somebody says, I would never have thought about it that way, I'm like, but it, and then I have to rein myself in and realize like, no, that's just, that's your way or God's way of creating that thought for you. And it is different. Like, yeah, it would have took them this to get all these things together. It would have taken a million different tries for somebody to make something the way you made it plain.
Right.
Because they're always thinking about it this way.
And I think one great question that came out of that is, okay, you are telling me what you like about yourself. Well, how does God use what you like about yourself for his glory? And I think everything you just said, really, a preacher, being able to make something plain, very important. Being creative, very important, because folks get bored easily. It's hard for them to maintain attention, even if it's something good for them. It's something that they really need. And so not only do we need to be aware of what we like
Gotta put
about
the pill
ourselves.
in the peanut butter.
Yeah, you do have to put that pill in that peanut butter.
I bet you that's an old phrase somewhere.
I don't think so. I think you
I
just
created a new one.
Okay.
See?
Yeah. Yeah, look, creativity. Look at how God used that. You put that pill right in that peanut butter, and Mama would eat it up and not even know it was in there.
Never know.
Never know, because she loves.
We
the
should
peanut
try
butter.
and call her one more time.
To close out the episode, see if she wants to give us her closing
Let's
remarks.
see if we can get her one more time.
We'll see if we can get her in, and then I don't know. Maybe she'll come on a future episode to talk about things she likes about herself. See if she answers my call. I can't believe she didn't answer it the first time. Talking to one of her little friends. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I am wonderful. And yourself?
Pretty awesome. So I called you approximately 30 minutes ago. No answer.
Well, I called you longer than that ago, and you didn't answer. But anyway, I was on the phone with your granny, and you called me back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was calling to see what y'all like to drink while I was in the store, but I ran up on some Kool-Aid. And I said, I'm going to make some Kool-Aid. I ain't made Kool-Aid in a long time.
You haven't. This is an old school Sunday dinner, and I am here for it, girl. How's that frying coming along?
I haven't started frying yet because I ended up having to go to 2 different stores.
Oh, boo. And I know how much you don't like going to the store. This is truly a sacrifice for your children. You have such a kind heart.
Sacrificing for y'all. They did not have any. When I say not one piece of cabbage, not one cabbage. At Walmart. They only had one thing of asparagus. And I was like, I hope that this bunch is enough. But anyway, so I had to go and get the cabbage. So I'm like, I'll see cabbage. And
you whipping up some cornbread right now, girl?
I am. And I'm looking at doing some mashed potatoes since y'all said y'all want some gravy too. So.
I do love mashed potatoes. You've given me everything I wanted, and I didn't even know it.
So I'm working, child. Just making the schedule be a little bit later than what I wanted to be.
Well, that's fine. When I get there, it'll be hot and ready. You know, I told you I would be there in like 15 minutes. So I guess I'll...
5-0?
Huh?
You said 5-0?
15. 1-5.
Oh, Lil Joe will be here at 15?
No, I told you I would be there in 15 minutes. I gave you my arrival time earlier.
Right, you told me you'll be here at 4:45.
Yeah. 15 minutes from now.
Okay.
Is that when you're dropping my chicken?
Or I'll be dropping it before then.
Okay. Well, let me say something to you. I feel like, you know, we was talking about purpose last night. I feel like this is something that you're good at, the cooking. And it's part of your purpose on earth, being a mother, to feed your children. So I appreciate you for...
I made a salad as well. So.
Honey, we have all the vegetables in the world?
Yep.
Gotcha.
I really can't. I can't do y'all.
Oh, yeah. Stump the doodle.
We're at the
That's
end.
why I'm giving both of y'all food for it.
Oh, yeah.
We tried to call you at the beginning because we wanted to talk to you, but hey, I think this is even better. Will you do us a great big old favor, and do you want to say Joe's part? Let him do his part, and then you can come with the tagline, and I'll follow behind you while you whip up that cornbread for me, girl.
Girl. And fry them pork chops.
Ma, don't be like that. Go for it.
I am not participating in y'all's tomfoolery.
Mother, listen. The funniest part about this is the episode where we stump you again came out yesterday. Yesterday.
Ooh,
Y'all got troubles coming your way.
so far away. Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry.
But every day, you can get blog posts over at BibleStudyGirl.com. Go to Instagram _BibleStudyGirl, Twitter, BibleStudyGirl2, and the email BibleStudyGirl2019@gmail.com. But listen, we got a Facebook. So go follow Bible Study Girl. Make sure you like the page so that way you can get updated on every blog post and podcast drop. Yeah, man. And we got some great stuff coming up really, really soon for the year anniversary.
Yep, the 1-year anniversary of BibleStudyGirl.com. Come on, Mom. Be a champ. Say your son's closing line.
Come on, Mom.
No.
Yes, come on. Say it.
Let God use you.
It's not Sarita preaches. It's not Joe preaches. It's not even that you preach. It is that the mama that's going to beat the kids, we preach.
And until we meet again, guys, keep preaching.